I'm going to teach you how to play Afterlife. First, we'll start off with the intro. First note is going to be on 5th fret of the B string, which is right above the bottom string, which is the high E string right here. So the B string right here. So 5th fret, right here. And then once you hit that note, you go all the way up to 6th fret, which is just one above it, so. After you're done hitting those two notes, slide all the way up to the 13th fret. All together it sounds like this. And I'll play it a bit faster. You go back down to the 6th and 5th fret and you do a 5-stroke pattern, which is just 5 notes starting on the 6th fret and going down to the 5th and then back up to there and back up. So all together it goes like this. I'll play it slower. 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Slide up to the 15th fret, which is 2 frets above the 13th. So it's on the first dot after the double dot. So it goes. So all together it goes like this. Once you're done doing that, you do the similar thing to the 5 pattern thing that went like this, except it's only 3. You just go. So instead of going, you only go. And once you're done that, you slide up to the 17th fret, which is 2 frets higher than the 15th. So it goes. So all together it should sound like this. And after this is bend. So once you're done hitting the 17th fret from doing this, you go back down to the 15th, which is right here, and you go. And then you hit the 17th again, but you bend up to make it sound like you're hitting the 18th, so like this. And then you put your finger on the 18th fret and bend up to 20. So. And I'm not going to teach the lead part after that because it is quite difficult for beginner guitarists. So I'm just going to teach the rhythm part, which can also go under the whole entire. So we'll go over that entire thing. I'll do it fast and I'll go slower. So at full speed it goes. And slower it will go. Okay, and now moving on to the rhythm part. The top 2 strings is the low E and the A string, but since we're going to be in drop D, the low E string is now considered the low D string. So I'll call it the low D string from now on, so if you hear that, don't get confused, because this entire song is in drop D tuning. So you just go. Basically, you just go like this. For the first part, and then you go to the 8th fret of the top 2 strings, so and then to the 5th, and then all the way down to the 1st right here. So it's open, 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 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I'll do it like this. And this is the speed you'll have to get used to playing at. All together from the start, it should sound like this. Is the main riff of the song, which is used a lot. So on the A string, start on the 5th fret and you hammer onto the 8th. So this is the 5th right here. With the 5th fret on the A string, hammer onto the 8th. So like, you go 5, hammer on to 8, and then you do what's called a pull off, which is just like, without picking at all, you just pick the first note like this. You just pick the first note and go. And then once you've done that pattern, you hammer on to the 6th fret of the low D string. So do that twice and do 3 low D string and A string included chunks. So basically like this. So, and then after you did that twice, so after you do it this many times, you pause because the bass does the part that goes after. So it's like, and then the bass goes, and that's the main riff of the song. And once you listen to the song, you'll get the hang of how many times you're supposed to play it. And then it goes into the next riff, so it goes. And then the part that goes, it's the 3rd fret of the low D and A string, up to 5, and then up to 6. So basically, it goes. And then, once you get to the last time you go, so it's just 3, 5, 6, 6, 5, 3. So it's basically, you go up, like, and then you go back down. So like, bass does a little bass line in between, and then when you hear the guitar join back in, it's a C power chord, which is made up of the 3rd fret of the A string, so it's like this and this, so all together it sounds, which is, and if you hear me say C power chord again, just remember how it was played and use it in the song. So you go, so it's 4 strokes, but it goes to this rhythm like, and then what you do after that is called a harmonic power chord, which I guess that's what it's called. I'm not really sure because I'm kind of stupid, but to a D power chord, which is the exact same shape except you move it up here. Instead of here, you move it up here, okay? You hit the 9th fret of the G string and 7th fret of the A string, so it goes. And then you move that same chord shape up 1 fret, so. And then once you're done moving it to the 1 fret higher than the last one, you move it 2 frets higher from where you were, so right here. So it all together goes like this. So all together it sounds like. And then you do a little pause, and the bass does the same bass line in between, and then you go. And remember how you did the. Well, you start on the last place you hit and go. So it's the first one that goes would start on the 7th fret of the A string. It would go up to the 9th and the 10th. So 7, 9, 10, like. Or sorry, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. So. And then the second one after you're done going again would be 10, 12, 13. So 10, 12, 13. So all together that riff goes. It's 2 open notes of just the D string. This whole riff is just done on the low D string, and it's basically 1 sec here. It's basically 2 strokes of the D string, and then hammer on. You do 3 picking strokes, like, and this is the 8th fret of the D string, so. And then after you're done doing that little part, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 8 and 7. So open, 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 8, open, open, 7, open, open. So open, open, 8, open, open, 7, open, open. Open, open, 8, open, open, 7, open, open. And then after you're done doing the last open, you go right up to the 10th fret. So, and it might be a bit difficult because the rhythm is weird, so it goes. And then after you're done hitting the 10th fret, you do 1 open note instead of doing 2, so like this. And then back down to the 8th, and do 2 opens after that. And then it's 7, 8, 7 open. So it might be a bit difficult, but I'm not good at teaching, so it goes. And all together at normal speed it's. And I'll do it slower. And then you go back down to your C power chord and go. Which is 9 strokes, and it goes like this. So it's the C power chord, and watch my picking hand, it goes. And I'll do it faster at normal speed. And then you go down to the 1st fret of the A string. 1st fret of the A string. And the 3rd fret of the D string, which is the same power chord thing as here, except you move it down 2 frets to here. So it goes. And then you go back up to the C power chord and go. So all together it sounds like this. And you do 2 strokes here. And then you keep your ring finger in the same place as you would if doing a C power chord, except instead of this finger being on the 3rd fret, it moves up to the 4th. So it sounds like this. You might hear that and say it sounds a bit wrong, but when you listen to the song, it's what he does. It goes. And then from there, it's I'll do it normal speed right now. So it's open D, which is the top 2 strings. It goes. Watch my picking hand, it's just open. And then you go to the 3rd fret of the 2 top open, or the 2 top strings, and go. So altogether it sounds like. And then you go back down to this power chord, which is the same as the C, just down 2 frets, and you go. And then you move up to the C, and then you do what's called an E power chord, which is, it starts on the 7th fret of the A string, and it's in the same shape as this, except it's, instead of starting on the 3rd fret of the A string, it starts on the 7th, and this finger, the ring finger right here, would be on the 9th fret of the D string. So so all together it would sound like this. So at top normal speed it goes. And then you do that riff again, except so you do that riff twice, and then once you're done hitting you go to the 3rd fret. This is the chorus riff where he goes, I don't belong here, you gotta move on, dear, etc., etc., which is 8 strokes that are perfectly on rhythm, 8 picking strokes of the 3rd fret of the top 2 strings. So it's 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3, and then you go back to your C power chord and do the same amount of strokes, and then you slide up 2 frets to your D power chord and do the same amount of strokes again, and then you slide back down to the 1st fret of the A string and the 3rd fret of the D string, which would be a B flat power chord or an A sharp power chord. So 8 strokes on all these chords, and then you go back down to the 3rd fret here. So all together it should sound like this. And I'll do it slower. And you do that over again, so except after you're done, after the 2nd time around you do the chorus riff, after the 8 strokes of the B flat power chord, there's 2 different ways to do it. I'll teach you the easier way, I guess. You slide all the way up to the 7th fret of the A string and just do notes like this. So 7, 8. So all together, the entire chorus riff sounds like this. I'll do it slow and then fast. And then it goes back to the main riff, which is and then you do that the same amount of times, and after you're done doing the over again, you go back to the and then the and you do that part all over again, which the and then you repeat basically what I taught you before, and then you repeat the chorus riff again, except the second time the chorus comes, it's 2 times as long, so it goes, I'll do it slow. And instead of ending the chorus there, you do it over again. Etc., etc., and then you still end it on the and then after you end the chorus riff, it's basically the same riff that goes like that I taught you in the intro, except it's slightly different. You do 3 strokes at a time like this. So I'll do that slower. So it's 12 strokes altogether, but in 3s. So it's like open. It's the same chord pattern as the rhythm part in the intro. So it's so at full speed it will sound like this. And then you do it the second time around, it's slightly different as well. You go, instead of ending it on this note, you would go like this. So I'll play it over again, like you go back up to the 8th fret and go. So 8 8 8 8 4 4 or 7 7 7 7. So it's like all together the entire part goes. And then you do almost the same thing, except you basically just go, instead of going, you just go. So 1 2 3 4, like, and you do the exact same riff you just did. So, except instead of doing the, you automatically for both parts you just do the. So it goes. And then you repeat that riff the same over again. And then the solo starts, and ironically, it's the exact same riff I just taught you in the intro, where it goes. But instead you just go. And then you repeat it again, and that riff is the rhythm part under the solo, and the solo starts off like this. Sorry. So once you hear the solo start, is when you go and do that rhythm part again. And the rest of the song is just a D power chord, which is, and then you do the open right after, so. And then the C power chord again, and then you go back down to the 3rd fret here, or 2nd fret I mean this time. So it goes like this. and then you do that the appropriate amount of times. And basically all the other riffs I taught you, you have to listen to them again and learn them, and then piece them together from listening to the song. So that is the end of the song, except for the solo and most delete parts. And I am done.